Okay, so we're on the second section in the prerequisites, linear models and rate of change. So your learning goal today is to find the slope between two given points. Okay, so slope, these are all linear equations, yes? So slope should be y2 minus y1, or the change of y over the change of x.
I need to write that down.
Yes. X and y can't equal 0 because you can't divide by 0. If you divide by 0, the answer is undefined. We all know this, correct? Yes, Mrs. May.
Yes, Mrs. May.
Okay, so down here, describe the slope. Now, if I'm describing the slope, it's just positive, negative, undefined, 0. Okay, the first one, describe the slope.
1/3.
Okay, but positive, negative, 0, undefined. Left to right, describe it.
Positive.
Positive, because it's going what?
Up.
Up. What about the second one?
Undefined. Standard. Straight. 0.
0.
0.
Because it's a horizontal line. It's not rising at all, right?
Right.
It's 0 over any number. Okay, what about the third one?
Negative.
Negative, because it's going down. Okay, undefined, because it is a vertical line. You should know that every horizontal is 0, every vertical is undefined. We've been working on that for several years now. It should be stuck. Am I good?
Yep.
Jaden, Ainsley.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this is just how we name lines. You need to be aware, because with us doing online work, it's going to state how it wants the problem written, correct? So it's going to say general form. Well, general form is A, B, C. X, A is X, B is Y, C. Vertical is X equals some value, because it doesn't have a y-intercept unless it is the y-axis. Horizontal line, the equation is y equals B. And that's the y-intercept, right? B is y-intercept. Point slope formula is y minus y1 equals m times x minus 1. That's my favorite, yes? My favorite. Okay, and slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. All of those, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you should know like that already. General form is not one we tend to use. We have used standard form, and you might want to add this to this list. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. Should have written that not in red, huh? Ax plus by equals c. Now, I will tell you on general and standard, they're pretty much the same thing, except in general, c is on the same side of a and y. A and b, yes? And on standard, they are not. Some special things about this. A cannot be negative. A cannot be negative. And you may not have any fractions. No fractions, no negative A. B and C can be negative, but not A. So what's the rule about general and standard? What about A?
A cannot be negative and no fractions.
No fractions anywhere. A, B, or C, no fractions. And to get to clear a fraction, we multiply by the least common multiple, correct? And we will work on that a lot this year. A lot.
You said no fractions?
No fractions. None. And just the general and standard form.
Yes.
Okay. So it says find an equation of a line that has a slope of 3 and passes through the point 1, -3. If they do not tell you what form they want it into, it's either going to be standard or slope-intercept. But we are actually going to use point slope, and we're going to put it in both. We'll put it in general, standard, slope-intercept. We'll do them all. Okay? So the key is point slope. Okay? That's the one we're going to usually start with because we have a point and a slope. Yes? Okay. So we're going to have y minus what? So it's going to be y plus 2 equals, which is 3 times x minus 1. So we subtract 2, correct? And distribute the 3. So your slope intercept should be y equals 3x minus 5. Is that what you get? So you guys got 3x minus 5? Okay. Now you want to do general or standard first?
General.
General. Okay, so general. Okay, so my rules are everything has to be on one side, yes. X has to be positive and no fractions. So we don't have any fractions anyway, so we're good there, right? So do we want to move the y to the right or the 3x minus 5 to the left?
3x minus 5 to the left.
Okay, what's our rules about x?
Has to be positive.
Has to be positive. So if I moved it to the left,
It wouldn't be.
it wouldn't be positive. I need to move the y to the right. Okay? So I'm going to have 3x minus y minus 5 equals 0. Everyone good? Ainsley, you're looking confused.
Well, how is it -5 when that would be -3? So that together is already -5 and then -2.
This would be 3x minus 3 minus 5. Or minus 2. Which should be minus 5.
But what about the +2 on the other side?
No, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was my work.
That's where I was a little.
Okay, so we're good now?
Yeah.
Okay, so general, okay, now standard. How do you get it into standard from general?
You move 5 over.
We add 5 over, so 3x minus y equals 5. So we used point slope to put it into slope intercept, to put it into general, to put it into standard. Okay? And what's the difference between general and standard?
Standard has the C on the other side.
Right, it equals C.
Yeah.
And what are the special rules about general and standard?
No negative x and no fractions.
No fractions. And it has to be in X, Y, like it has to be in that order. Okay?
X, Y,
Because y equals mx plus b, can I put b plus mx?
No. Yes.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. But in standard and general, I cannot. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, rate of change. Rate of change is slope between 2 points. Rate of change is slope. Well, slope is rate of change in calculus. Okay, so linear objects have a slope. It is a constant rate of change. Yes? But is the world linear?
No.
No, it's not. it is nonlinear. And so when we want to simplify things, we will find a average rate of change, which is the slope between 2 points of something nonlinear. So when it says rate of change, find the slope between the 2 points. Got it? That's what that means. And I'm going to tell you that this question gets asked like every single test, every single one in one way or another. So the sooner you get those words, arc, rate of change, or actually it's average rate of change, what do you find? Average rate of change, you find the
Slope.
average rate of change, you find the
Slope.
I want everybody, average rate of change, you find the
Slope.
good job. Okay, population growth of engineering design. The population of Colorado was 3,827,000 in 1995, 4,665,000 in 2005. Over a 10-year period, what is the average of the change of the population? So the average of the change of the population, what are we finding?
Slope.
The slope. Okay, so if we consider 1995 year 0, wouldn't you?
Yep.
So 0, and we have 3. Do we want you guys? Never mind. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to say it. And I don't put commas because it messes me up. Okay, so that's year 0, and then so the other one is year 10. So that's my x and my y, right? So I find the what now? Slope. So we're going to put arc. What's arc stand for?
Average rate of change.
Average rate of change. Because this isn't linear. We'd have 10 on the top. No, we wouldn't. We'd have 10 on the bottom, wouldn't we? So 4,665,000 minus 3,827,000. I can't have my 10 there. It has to be in the middle. Anybody else? Okay. Do you think we can do this without? So 0, 0, 0, right? Can I just take off one of these zeros? And then 15 would be 8. And 5 would be 3. And 16 would be 8. So 8,380. And that would be people per year, right? Wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So P per year. Okay. If this rate of change continues, what would happen in 2030?
Nothing, I don't care.
You would multiply by that number by 25.
Yes, because that would be 25 years away. Yes?
Uh-huh.
No. Well, we would start with 4,665,000. Yes? And then we would multiply this number
I didn't add it together.
by 25. Do you see your y equals mx plus b in there? Because y is your initial value, yes? And then our rate of change, our average rate of change over our 25 years. And that is definitely a calculator problem. Yes. Ainsley, can we trust you?
No.
Don't. What is your problem? What's your
I'm
problem?
recording. I get 4,874,500.
That's what I thought.
So does that kind of make sense? I mean, would that be a reasonable?
Yes.
You think that'd be reasonable?
Yep.
I think so. Now, if I got 48 million, would that be reasonable?
No.
No, it means I didn't take off my other zero, right?
Yeah.
Actually, that is not right. Look what I forgot on my arc. What'd I forget?
Another 0 and 466 500.
It should be another zero, yes? I was like, I don't think that is reasonable because that's not that many. Okay, so now that I put my right number of zeros there, now we have 6, 7, 6, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yeah. So now 6 not to me, okay, because I was like, wait a second, only 4 million? That doesn't seem right over 25 years. Like, I was still in my 4 millions, wasn't I?
Yeah.
You see that? And in 10 years, I almost added a million.
Maybe they just weren't
800,000.
producing.
So in 25 years,
Colorado wasn't Coloradoing.
okay. So you do have to stop and check your reasonability. And I crossed out 1 0, but then forgot to write the other one. Okay. Am I good? Okay. Parallel and perpendicular lines. We have done this before. If two lines are parallel, the slopes are what? Equal. Okay. Do not write all these words. Say parallel lines have equal slopes. Or parallel, I would say parallel lines M1 equals M2. That's exactly what I would write. Parallel lines M1 equals M2. We've been working on this for several years too, right? If two lines are perpendicular, so perpendicular lines,
They have off like reciprocal.
the negative reciprocal. When I multiply the two together, I get negative 1. Okay? So I get parallel lines, slopes are equal. Perpendicular lines, they are negative reciprocals of each other because they have to meet at what kind of an angle?
90.
A 90-degree angle. Okay, we need a parallel line to 3x minus 3y equals 5. So we need to find the what? Slope. So I personally would find the slope by solving for y. How about you guys?
Sure.
Wouldn't that tell me the slope? Because then it would be y equals mx plus b. Yes? I'm going to add the y. Why did that go away? I'm going to add the y and subtract the 5. How about you guys?
I'm gonna do whatever you do.
2x minus 5 equals 3y. And then what are we going to do with that 3? Divide. So we get y equals 2/3 x minus 5/3. Okay. So all we need from this is the what? The slope, correct?
What just happened?
I just found the slope. I added the 3y, subtracted the 5, and then divided by 3. Okay. So I need parallel that goes through that point. So I have a point and a slope. So what form should I use? Point slope. So y minus y, so that'd be plus 1, equals 2/3 times x minus 2. So So I have to distribute the 2/3. Now, they had it in, what form is this? What form did they give it to me in?
Generally,
No, standard. So my answer probably should be in what? Standard. Unless it says in points, but it says what? General form. So read the directions to see how it wants. If they don't tell you, then you give it the way they gave it. Got it? Okay, so we have, gotta subtract 1, right? That's this 1. So I have y equals 2/3 x minus 4/3. So I need to turn 1 into what?
A fraction.
So 3/3. So I have y equals 2/3 x minus 7/3. Because 4 and 3. Correct? Okay. Now, I'm not general yet because it all needs to be on one side of the equation, yes? But I also can't have any what? Fractions. X can't be negative. So I'm going to move y this way, aren't I? I'm going to subtract y. But I'm going to multiply every single thing by 3. So 2/3 times 3 is what?
2.
2. So 2x minus
1. Wait. 4. Wait. 7.
it has to be
Sorry,
it has to be the y next. So it has to be the y next.
3y.
So 3y minus 7.
That looked like a 1 to me, and I was like, wait, why does it look like a 1?
Oh.
7.
That looks like a 1. There, is that better? Okay, so we had to put it in general form because that's what the directions said. If the directions didn't say general form, we would have put it into what form? Standard. Okay, so now we need to go with what? Perpendicular. We already found the slope. It's 2/3, correct?
What's the 5 and 3?
The 5 and the 3 is the 5 and the 3 from the equation.
I know, but you just got rid of it.
We didn't need it because all I want is a parallel line. And when we do parallel lines, we need the slopes. That's all I
Isn't that
need.
with it?
No, the only thing I need out of there is the slope. That's it.
What's the 5 and 3?
They're just numbers in the equation.
What the heck? Okay.
When we are doing parallel and perpendicular lines, the only thing I'm worried about is the what?
So
slope.
The whole thing was the slope.
No, m is the coefficient of x is the slope, so 2/3. Okay, so now I know the slope is 2/3. Yes. Okay, so I'm looking for the what now,
Reciprocal.
and the negative of it. Yes. So the slope I'm going to use now is what?
3/2.
If it's positive, it has to be
Negative 3/2.
negative 3/2. Negative 3/2, and then am I going to do the same process all over again? Yes. So it's still going to be y plus 1, but it's going to be equal to negative 3/2 times x minus 2. This one's going to be nicer. Okay, so we're going to subtract the 1, yes, and distribute the negative 3/2. So I'm going to get y equals negative 3/2x. And a negative times a negative is a positive. And 3/2 times 2 is what? 3. So I have 3 minus 1 is 2. So plus 2. So I need to put it in what form? General. So this time I'm not going to subtract the y. I'm going to add the x because I need a positive x, yes? And multiply everything by 2.
Should you also subtract the 2?
Yes. So you guys do all that. And I'll do it in steps so some people can see it.
That's why I got.
So you should get 3x plus 2y minus 4. Now, this line here is parallel. Remember that's parallel? The symbol for parallel?
Yes.
And this line here is
Perpendicular.
perpendicular, which that is the symbol for perpendicular. So when I need parallel and perpendicular, I need the what?
Slope.
I need the slope. After that, do I do anything with this original equation? Nope. All you need is the slope. Questions?
No.
Okay. And that's all I got for you.